Well, hello there, welcome back to my channel. Today's quick dive is going to take us to ancient Rome. Now, do you want to know how Rome grew from a little town on the Tiber River to the center of a vast empire? Want to understand how the Roman Empire worked and what caused it to collapse? Rome wasn't built in a day, but in just 9 minutes. You're about to see how it rose from a tiny village on the Tiber River to one of the greatest empires in human history and why it eventually fell. The Roman Empire is more than just gladiators, emperors, and crumbling ruins. It shaped our laws, languages, architecture, and even the calendar we use today. But Rome's story is also a story of ambition, war, betrayal, and collapse. So let's rewind 2,500 years and walk through the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, simplified and explained. You're about to see how it rose from a tiny village on the Tiber River to one of the greatest empires in human history, and why it eventually fell. The Roman Empire is more than just gladiators, emperors, and crumbling ruins. It shaped our laws, languages, architecture, and even the calendar we use today. But Rome's story is also a story of ambition, war, betrayal, and collapse. So let's rewind 2,500 years and walk through the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, simplified and explained. No one, the beginning. From village to republic, 8th-5th century BC. It all started around 753 BCE when legend says twin brothers, Romulus and Remus, founded Rome. At first, Rome was just a small monarchy surrounded by rivals. But by 509 BCE, the Romans overthrew their kings and created a republic. A system where citizens elected leaders. Sounds familiar? That's because the Roman Republic became the blueprint for modern democracies. Number 2. The Republic expands 5th-1st century BCE. Rome was hungry for power. Through wars like the Punic Wars against Carthage, they built a massive army and navy. By the 2nd century BCE, Rome controlled Spain, Greece, North Africa, and more. But success brought problems, corruption, inequality, and generals with too much power. Enter Julius Caesar. Number 3. Julius Caesar and the fall of the Republic, 1st century BCE. Caesar was a brilliant general and politician. After conquering Gaul, he crossed the Rubicon River in 49 BCE, basically declaring war on the Roman Senate. Civil war followed, and Caesar came out on top. He declared himself dictator for life. But in 44 BCE, a group of senators assassinated him. The Republic had died, and from its ashes rose an empire. Number 4. The Roman Empire is born 27 BCE. Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, later called Augustus, became Rome's first emperor. He promised peace and stability after decades of chaos, and he delivered. This era, called the Pax Romana or Roman peace, lasted for 200 years. Rome built aqueducts, roads, amphitheaters, and expanded across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. At its height, Rome ruled over 60 million people. Number 5. Life in the Roman Empire. But Rome wasn't just emperors and battles. Ordinary Romans went to markets, theaters, and yes, brutal gladiator games in the Colosseum. They had advanced plumbing, heated floors, and bustling cities. Roman culture mixed with Greek philosophy, engineering, and art, creating a civilization still admired today. Number 6. Cracks in the empire, 3rd century CE. No empire lasts forever. By the 3rd century, Rome was stretched too thin. Barbarian invasions, economic troubles, and corrupt leaders weakened it. In 285 CE, Emperor Diocletian split the empire into east and west, hoping to make it easier to rule. But that only delayed the inevitable. Number 7. The fall of Rome, 5th century CE. Rome's western half crumbled first. In 476 CE, the last emperor was overthrown by a Germanic king named Odoacer. The eastern half, known as the Byzantine Empire, survived another 1,000 years, but the glory of ancient Rome was gone. Imagine living in Rome at its peak, paved roads, flowing water, massive stadiums, and then, just a few centuries later, watching it all collapse into ruins. It makes you wonder, if the greatest empire of the ancient world could fall, what about ours today? So in just 12 minutes, here's the journey of Rome, from a tiny village, to a republic, to an unstoppable empire, and finally to collapse. Rome's story is more than history. It's a warning, a lesson, and an inspiration all in one. Okay, class dismissed. Go study for the test. No, seriously, click here to watch this video we did on ancient Rome vs Sparta, or click here for another fun educational experience. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting episode. Make sure you keep on thinking. See you next time. So now that you've got a quick breakdown of the Roman Empire under your belt, it's time to dig deeper. Here are some fascinating facts about Imperial Rome you might not have known. Emperor Caligula's debauchery. You probably know about Caligula's infamous debauchery, but did you know that his excesses almost led to the end of the Julio-Claudian dynasty? His scattered spending and womanizing alienated the Roman elite and even some members of his own family. He commissioned a pleasure boat so large that it took 2,000 slaves to operate, a literal floating brothel complete with prostitutes and gambling facilities, and he hosted feasts inviting 8 men of only one type, bald, short or fat. However, his bizarre whims didn't sit well with the Roman people and the Praetorian Guard. The elite military unit responsible for protecting the emperor ultimately murdered him in 41 CE, the Great Fire of Rome. Rome wasn't just consumed by fire in the legendary founding myth, but also in real life. In 64 CE, a devastating fire broke out that burned for 6 days and destroyed a significant portion of the city, leaving 100,000 people homeless. Although the fire's cause is disputed, with some blaming Emperor Nero, it's clear that the ruler used it to advance his agenda. While Rome burned, Nero reportedly sang and played the lyre. When the fire finally subsided, he confiscated the land of those who had lost their homes and sold it to wealthy supporters at low prices. The incident left an indelible mark on the city's landscape and history. Plague of Antoninus. The Plague of Antoninus, also known as the Antonine Plague, swept through the Roman Empire during the reign of Emperor Antoninus Pius in the 2nd century CE. It's believed to have originated in India and spread along trade routes. Arriving in Rome through the port of Ostia, the plague is thought to have been smallpox, which ravaged the empire for 5 years, killing an estimated 5 million people, including the emperor's adopted son. The pandemic's impact on Rome was devastating, affecting every social class and highlighting the interconnectedness of the ancient world. The outbreak coincided with a period of intense expansion and stability under Antoninus, making its effects all the more disruptive. The Antonine Plague serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the most powerful civilizations to disease. Emperor Elagabalus and his Golden Age. If you've heard about Rome's Golden Age, it probably refers to the Antonine Age, a period of stability and prosperity during the rule of Emperor Antoninus Pius and his adoptive son, Marcus Aurelius. But did you know that the great-grandson of Augustus also enjoyed a golden age of sorts? Meet Elagabalus, the grandson of Emperor Hadrian and the son of Emperor Verus. Despite his young age when he came to power, Elagabalus was intelligent, ambitious, and surprisingly effective at ruling. His short reign, from 113 to 117 CE, saw a resurgence of prosperity and peace after a turbulent period marked by civil wars and plagues. Elagabalus prioritized public works, revived traditional Roman values, and even wrote poetry. Tragically, he was murdered at the age of 18 on the orders of his own grandmother, Julia Maesa, leading to the end of the Antonine dynasty. The mysterious death of Cleopatra. While not technically an emperor, Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, deserves a mention for her intriguing relationship with Rome. Her story culminated in the famous romance with Roman general Mark Antony, which ended in tragedy. In 32 BCE, following a battle with Octavian, the future Augustus, Cleopatra and Antony died under mysterious circumstances. According to Plutarch, Cleopatra took her own life by allowing an asp, an Egyptian venomous snake, to bite her. But other sources offer alternative accounts, suggesting foul play. Regardless of the cause, her death marked the end of the Egyptian pharaohs and the beginning of Roman rule in Egypt. So there you have it, a deeper dive into the captivating world of ancient Rome. Remember, history is more than just dates and names. It's a tapestry of human experiences waiting for you to explore. Keep asking questions, keep seeking answers, and keep unraveling the mysteries of our shared past. Who knows? You might just uncover the next big historical breakthrough.